good morning to you, good morning. It's Thursday, 21st of February 2019. Look at this glorious promise of a lovely day. If we look at the clothesline, we've got a few drips from overnight mist, overnight dampness. The birds are telling me it's time to be up. Right, let's start thinking about the programme of works for today. Well, I've been down to Azay to get things that I need to carry on grafting. Spent more money than I should have done on some things and less than I should have done on others. Right, this is a bag of screws, essential for what I'm doing. Now, we did a little bit of French lessons the other day, so we all know that ponçage, you know, it's sort of, yeah, and découpage, they will go that way because I've got things to do out there. Now, one of the things that went through my mind while I was doing that job yesterday was that it would be good to have a different grit on the wheel that I was using. The one that I was using yesterday is donkey's years old. It's seen better days, and I noticed it's actually got a split starting in it. So we got one that hasn't got a split in it. At least I hope it hasn't got a split in it. But the thing that I did buy, and I'm really not proud of this at all. In fact, this is a sign of how terrible the world is. I've been using a battery powered Black & Decker, which means every so often I have to go and change the batteries, and I've worked it very hard, and it's beginning to feel that it's worn out. Now, whether it's worn out or it just needs sort of taking apart and servicing, I don't know, but it's getting wobbly and loose. So it's been in my mind to get a new drill. I've actually got another drill in the workshop, but it's an English one with an English plug on it, and it's a million years old, and it works fantastically, but as I say, it's got an English plug on it. So I treated myself to this. Now, as I say, I'm not proud of this at all, because this is one of the problems that the world faces. You can see what it is. It's a perceuse à percussion. It's a little hammer drill made by that famous company that I've never heard of, and we look on the back of the box and it tells me who imported it. It was imported by a company in France. It suggests that it's produced by a Polish company, but I bet it wasn't made in Poland. I have a vague idea that this probably was made either in China or in one of those other emerging economies, because this drill with a handle and a lead and a plastic bag and a plug and good things like that, oh, and a depth gauge. That's a pretty impressive sort of plastic depth gauge. This cost me €11.50. Oh, look at that, it's got a chuck key, that's good. And it's got spare brushes, that's probably good as well. And a book of words. Yes, €11.50. Now, I don't know how good this is, we'll find out later. But as I was driving back, I was sort of thinking, how on earth can a shop sell a percussion drill? It's only a 500 watt one, it's not a mega professional job or anything like that. And how can you possibly sell one of those for €11.50 when you consider that it's probably come halfway around the world? It's actually quite a heavy one. It's got steel in it, it's got plastic, it's undoubtedly got copper in the wiring and things like that. And then I was doing the maths. In the days that I knew about such things, the retail trade always likes to make a profit, so the shop that I bought this in probably only paid €6 for it, and I don't know what the exchange rate is, but we're talking $7, $8, $9. And included out of that is the cost of making it, the cost of putting it in a box, the cost of shipping it from wherever it came, the cost of paying the crane driver who took it off the ship and the lorry driver who brought it to the shop, and all of that sort of thing. And you think, how on earth do they do it? Well, of course they do it by paying the people that make these things very, very little. You know, the guys that work in the steel factories, the guys that work in the copper mines, the guys that work on the oil rigs that extracted the oil that the plastic was made out of. They are paid very, very little. Now, of course, because we go in shops and we see a thing like this for peanuts, for pennies, we buy these instead of buying a Bosch or a Makita or a Black & Decker. So Black & Decker and Bosch and Makita, they go to the factory that makes this one and they say, could you make one in red or in green so that we can sell it in the shops? That's interestingly loose. One assumes it works. So the factories that make the good ones buy in from the factories that make the cheap ones that they can sell in their own name, with the result that the good ones become rare, hard to find, expensive, and the factories that make them in Germany, or France, Britain, America, I understand there used to be manufacturing businesses in America too, they go out of business, they close, and they buy all of their stuff in from abroad. So as I say, I bought it for the reasons that I'm going to use it. I'm probably going to kill it with the jobs that I'm doing at the moment, but at the price it was, I regret I couldn't do anything else. So there we are. Right, I'm going to get on with some stuff now. One of the wonderful things about France is they respect lunch breaks. Respect. Everything stops for a couple of hours. That's my plan anyway. Yeah, this drill, it does what it's supposed to do. As you can see, it's making shortish work of that paint. Such a glorious day that I have made some progress of sorts with these shutters, but I feel a need to relax some of my my one muscle that I've been using. So there's something else I've got in mind. Now this is the sort of secret space that we don't let anybody see ever. We never film this bit because, you know, this is only for very good and trusted friends to be allowed up here. This one day will be the office of the Faber Farms and Workshops and Glassworks and what have you, one day. But what I've come up here for is there's a tin that I want the contents of. Can I do this one-handed? Yes, I can. Good. Right, we don't want leek seed. We don't wildflower mixture, radish. Oh, beans. They've all sort of come adrift a bit. Tomatoes. This is what I wanted. Some Nance early quick cropping carrots, and we can get these in the ground sort of nowish. So that's what I came up here for. Let's put the lid back on this tin because I don't know, I've never caught any up here, but there is a possibility of small creatures that might like to eat seed. So we'll pop the lid back on that tin and do things with some carrot seed. Now I think that's as good a place as any for carrot. Funny enough, for February I'm going to have to water. I don't think I've ever watered garden in February before, but there we are. Look at this gorgeous weather. Now this is difficult, filming into the sun. I'm not quite sure what you can see. That's a whole squadron, isn't it? And up there, flying top cover, there's another squadron. Goodness. Cranes. Well, I guess they're having a conference working out whether they're going to go north or whether they're going to stay here. Well, it's that time of evening to sort of think about eating, really, and just to have a little look about what sort of progress has been made. Yeah, I'm destroying sanding discs at the moment, but hey, that's all good. The daffodils, the narcissi, are threatening to burst open in the next couple of days. What I have done, I've cut the palings to make the replacement front gate, and then I sort of ran out of the right section of timber to make the braces. But I think we can all agree that gate really does want replacing. Nice hinges, but yeah, that gate, it doesn't even look like good firewood, does it? So yeah, that's something to think about tomorrow. Look at this glorious weather. In February.